So my understanding of that, which I think it's needed, it's more of organization, coming together with people of like mind, interests, to sort of, be a safeguard, to land that could be taken over by, huge, financial, big, companies that just, their own interest is based off of what they can make, not more about building, larger, communities. So my understanding is that, the communities trust, land trust helps to protect the interests of the people, in ensuring, lands are being acquired and protected for their own best interests, community integration, interest, and growth, which I think is essential. Places that where, it's more community friendly are now being taken over by, great, huge money developer that just raise, building all for their own interest, and then, I believe is essential for majority of community to come together and have a protection into what's best, for them. I think, any kind of beautification, I think it's good, but in the larger, in a sense of it, in the, trying to expand it broad, I think, beautifying the city all for growth is essential. But I also do feel that that also needs to be partnered with those who are essential, going to benefit from anything of such, beautification. Growth is good and essential for everyone, but for the less privileged and those who cannot speak for themselves, I think there need to be placements for them to have a say, and also to have their interests in whatever that beautification is when it comes to gentrification.
I raised the question of blossoming for who, because you still have a lot of divested neighborhoods, that were or have been in decline and still in decline from those periods of the foreclosure crisis. Things aren't necessarily blossoming there. They're one of the very few neighborhoods that aren't included in the strategic neighborhood fund planning area, nor do they have their own neighborhood study downtown and surrounding area, in those areas that are attractive, that the mayor sees as attractive to welcome people who are moving into these spaces, while the people who are still here are struggling to find housing that's not owned by predatory landlords, or houses that they may own that aren't dealing with home repairs that they can't pay for. So it's blossoming in a sense, but I think about Detroiters who've been here, and I wouldn't say it's blossoming for them not so much.
Basically, for my social work practice, I work with adults. Mainly, what I do is just to support them and family members to get connected to resources, within the community. It needs to come as a community development, not just for the benefit of one class of people, to the other. I think it should start, bringing the talks that, okay, this is what we want to do, but this is how we're going to incorporate some of the less privileged to be part of what is going on. I do not want to discount that yet. Trying to, beautify a city or make it more better is not good, because yes, depending, and for me, I try to look at the whole picture as well too, depending on what the benefits is going to be for a particular community. I think it goes, further. When you look at the property tax that, comes in place, and if it's put to good use, the community definitely should be benefiting, from that. So there's a good to it, and there's also the bad to it. But the most essential is to bring it along in a community well, of the less privileged can be part of whatever that gentrification process is going through. So that way, everyone has their say and benefit to what's going on within the new community. So that's how I see it from my own perspective.